All right, we're diving into one of the most persistent and, frankly, unsettling mysteries of the modern age, the strange and disturbing phenomenon of cattle mutilations. It's a puzzle that really sits at the crossroads of science, folklore, and the truly unexplained.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. A rancher walks out to their pasture and finds one of their animals dead. But this isn't any ordinary death. There's absolutely no sign of a struggle, no predator tracks, and this is the most unnerving part, almost no blood. This is where the story always begins.
So what is it that makes these cases so uniquely strange? Let's break down the specific evidence that has been baffling investigators for decades now.
Now, the key here is really in the precision of the language. We're not just talking about animals dying. The pattern is one of surgical removal under inexplicable circumstances. This isn't the work of a coyote or a wolf. Something else is going on.
The core of the mystery really lies in these details. We're talking about cuts made with what looks like cauterizing heat. They're so precise they actually seal the blood vessels. It's always specific, soft tissue organs that are removed again and again. The animal is somehow drained of blood, yet there's no blood on the ground. And the strangest part of all, the scene is clean. No footprints, no tire tracks, nothing.
So all of this bizarre evidence has led to a decades-long search for answers, pitting conventional science against a mystery that just doesn't seem to want to fit in any box. And this isn't a new thing. The first major wave of these reports hit the American West way back in the late 60s. By 1975, it was so widespread in New Mexico that the state police actually had to create a special task force just to investigate. And the reports, they've never stopped. They continue to this day, all around the world. This creates a fundamental conflict, right? On one side, you've got science offering what seem like plausible explanations, predators, scavengers, natural decay. But on the other side, the evidence just fights back. Predators tear, they don't make surgical cuts. Scavengers are messy, they don't just take the tongue and genitals every single time. And natural processes? They just can't explain the complete lack of blood or tracks at the scene. And this is the result. As author Patrick Gunn points out, every single time science fails to provide a complete, satisfying answer, that door is left wide open for speculation, for myth, and for fear to creep in and take root. You see, this mystery isn't just some abstract puzzle for investigators to solve. It has a very real, very profound impact on the people who have to live with it. Let's take a look at the human cost of all this. I mean, for ranchers and farmers, this is genuinely terrifying. It's a direct economic loss, sure, but it's so much more than that. It creates this deep, pervasive sense of vulnerability. Who is doing this? Are we safe? This fear can actually start to erode the trust that holds these tight-knit communities together, leading to paranoia and suspicion of everyone, from neighbors to the authorities.
And here's exactly how a strange, local incident becomes a national legend. It all starts with that one gruesome discovery. Then the official investigation hits a dead end. And in that vacuum of information, local folklore, stories of strange lights in the sky, secret government experiments, it all starts to grow. Then the media gets a hold of it, and boom, the story just explodes into the public consciousness.
And once it's in movies, TV shows, and documentaries, that line between the actual hard evidence and the fictional narrative becomes permanently blurred. This media amplification is a huge reason why this mystery has had such incredible staying power. Now, while this phenomenon is really strongly associated with the American West, it is by no means confined there. This is a truly global mystery. So, is this just some weird piece of American folklore? Well, the answer to that is a definitive no. What's so fascinating is how different cultures interpret the exact same strange events. Here in the US, it's heavily linked to UFOs, but down in South America, it gets woven into local legends like the chupacabra. So while the core phenomenon seems to be consistent, the story we tell ourselves about it changes completely depending on where we live. So, here's the big question. After decades of reports, investigations, and theories, why are we no closer to a definitive answer? Why does this enigma endure? Well, it seems that while a lot of cases can probably be explained by natural causes or maybe human activity, a pretty significant chunk, over a third in this illustration, remains stubbornly, completely unexplained. These are the high strangeness cases that keep the mystery alive and kicking. And that really brings us to the core takeaway here. This mystery persists because it's not just a scientific problem to be solved, it's a psychological one. It taps directly into our deepest fears of the unknown, our distrust of authority, and our endless fascination with things we simply can't explain. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Are we looking at a puzzle that science will one day just solve with a simple answer? Or is the phenomenon of cattle mutilation something more? A kind of mirror that reflects back our own anxieties and our enduring struggle to make sense of a world that is, at times, profoundly and terrifyingly strange.